Hey everyone, thanks for joining. I know been a while, but here with a huge announcement. QYOU to launch a new channel. First things first, Kurt, how are you? And then please take me through this.
I'm doing great, Jason. Thanks for asking. I've got my Q t-shirt on today. I'm wearing my colors. Back at the office as we start to slowly but surely do that a bit more, both here and in India. Um, so it's all good. Yeah, no. Today's announcement we're like super excited about. This is, I see the comments sometimes because I talk in baseball vernacular a lot about inning. What inning are we in? I don't know. We might be entering the third inning now, but this could be a double header that we're going to end up playing. But the design behind this whole company, this whole business, and what we're doing in India has been to build a major media company and a brand around that, et cetera. It was never to launch one channel. That was never what the goal was. That was the first step. And so that step doesn't go away now. It's not like, okay, we won, it's over, let's go. We're still, every single day scratching, clawing, fighting, and doing everything humanly possible to keep growing what I'll call our flagship channel, the Q. But in and around that, India is a big country. There's 1.3 billion people. There's a lot of different possibilities that exist in India. One of the questions I get asked all the time is, are we going to expand outside of India? And my answer is always the same. Maybe someday, but there's so much opportunity within India. Why would we, do that right now? And that's what we're not going to do. We're going to stay focused. And the India opportunity is so enormous. What's the point? And so this channel that we announced, which I know the details were a little vague, and that was purposeful. The reason we know exactly what we're going to do, and frankly, exactly when we're planning on doing it. The reason we were vague was for market competitive purposes. We don't want to tip our hand right now in the market in terms of exactly what we're doing and when we're doing it, et cetera. There'll be more news that will be forthcoming later, probably before the end of the year about that, but about the specifics of what we're going to do. But we've spent months and months looking at all sorts of different kinds of channels that we thought would be the most effective. Part of it was what's going to, continue to build our brand identity with youth and something different. Our slogan in Hindi is "Zara Hatke," which means a little offbeat, a little different. We wanted to do a channel that was going to be a little different. And so we spent a lot of time looking at that and discussing that. We're data driven in every way. So we gathered a lot of data, and we've made our decision about what's going to be the first new channel that we're launching, not the last, but the first new channel we're launching to continue to build ourselves up across the board and building what our real goal is, which is to build a major media business. So this is the next step in that process.
Yeah, no, awesome. I mean, crazy update. I think probably caught people a little off guard too. Seems like it's kind of out of nowhere, but obviously lots of planning. I'm curious. I already saw some questions, people asking the economic side, of this. Talk to me through like, you guys already you have one, so I'd imagine launching a second one. At least there's probably a blueprint, at least a way you guys have planned. Can you talk to any of that?
Yeah. Something important I think to mention is that this is going to be a traditional broadcast channel. So just like the Q, its first distribution outlet, I guess is the way I would describe it, will be cable satellite traditional television broadcast. Just like with the Q, that doesn't mean that it won't also be on OTT platforms, mobile platforms, connected TV platforms, et cetera. Absolutely, it will be. But its first big push in terms of monetization and distribution will be in broadcast. And that was part of the process that we went through on a decision as well. Why is that? Well, one of the big reasons is because broadcast, even in the area of this particular channel that we'll give more detail on later, is tapping into the TV. It's a free-to-air channel, so it'll be tapping into the TV ad market, and we believe the market that we're going into is going to be very lucrative and it's fast-growing. So that was one of the reasons. The other reason is it leverages everything that's already in the company. Well, we have to hire a couple more people to do a few more specific things around the channel? Yes, but we're not hiring a new CEO in India. We're not hiring a new marketing head or a new distribution head. All of the people that work on the Q channel will have responsibilities as well that will touch the new channel. So we're able to get a lot of, accretive cost savings and synergies in terms of manpower to be able to launch a new channel at, A, faster, and B, much more inexpensively than you would if we were going to say we're going to start something from scratch. So all this stuff was part of what happened during the evaluation process of what is really at the end of the day, it's what's going to be the biggest bang for our buck in terms of building brand identity. What's going to be the biggest bang for our buck in terms of leveraging our existing personnel and infrastructure, and what's going to give us the biggest bang for our buck in terms of ultimate ad value and revenue. So that was the contest when we evaluated, the 10 different channel ideas, and we've picked the winner.
Yeah, no, awesome. And kind of, I think the chat, everyone loves talking about money. I got a chat, I'd imagine a lot of these ad partners you guys announced before that you have partnerships with now are probably also extremely excited that there's another channel coming, as it might target something different or something they're looking for. So
there were certain, again, without going into the details, and it doesn't really matter, there were certain ideas, I guess I'll say, for channels that we considered that would have required a completely new sales force and sales team to be assembled to really leverage what was possible with that channel. This one doesn't. This is going to be one that our current ad sales force that's selling the Q can walk into the same brand, the same agency or whatever and say, oh yeah, now that we're done talking about the Q, now let's talk about, it's hard for me not to say it because I know what it is. It's a really clear-cut, straightforward, and simple concept, what we're doing. But we think it can be really part of building up what we're doing. I mean, look, I talk all the time about Star, which is Disney, Viacom, which is MTV, and a bunch of other channels. We talk about Sony, which has their whole however many channels they have, which just, by the way, last night announced that they're merging with Z. So Z and Sony, which were the two big of the media giants, are now combining their forces and becoming one. So that aggregation is already happening in the India marketplace that you're seeing here in the US as well. And the point I was going to make is our goal has always been to be, moving up where they talk about Star, you talk about Viacom, you talk about Sony Z, you maybe talk about Times of India as well. We're going to be talking about Q. Well, the way to get there is to have a much broader spectrum of things that we're offering and truly become a media, a next-gen media powerhouse in India. And again, this is a major step in that direction.
Yeah, no, awesome. Well, look, incredible announcement, caught a lot of people off guard. Obviously, extremely exciting. Obviously, a lot of people that are watching these have been following since the kind of early channel success, even dating back a year ago. And seeing the kind of growth over the next few months, and really the past year, and where this channel might go is extremely exciting. So, Kurt, congratulations. I guess that trip to India, there was a lot to come out, and we're starting to see some of it here. Anything else you wanted to say about?
No, there's more to come out of that India trip. This is just the beginning. So, yeah, I mean, the only thing I'll say is that this will be posted, I'm sure, before we have an open investor call September 30th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be doing an investor call. It's one of the reasons I wanted to get this news out, because I want to be able to talk about this.
Yeah, awesome. And just quick, what do you expect to cover in that?
Kind of a little bit of everything. Talk about where things are, what happened over the summer, where we are overall. Maybe possibly you might hear some things about revenue. Maybe possibly you might hear about some of the things that I won't go into specific details, but about what we're planning. We're planning a big Q4. So we think Q4 is going to be a big push for us to take everything up a notch. And this announcement, that we made about the channel is obviously a big part of that.
Yeah. No, awesome. Well, appreciate you taking the time, and looking forward to that management call. I guess anyone with questions can obviously either drop it in the Telegram or join that management call, and I'm sure there'll be a Q&A. But Kurt, thanks so much for joining.
Okay, great seeing you, Jason. Talk to you later.